இந்தியாவின் எந்த மூலையில் அநீதி இழைக்கப்பட்டாலும் அதற்கு எதிராக குரல் கொடுப்பவர், ஒடுக்கப்பட்ட மக்களின் உரிமைகள் பறிக்கப்படும் போது களத்தில் நின்று போராடுபவர். இந்திய தேசிய காங்கிரஸ் கட்சியின் பொதுச் செயலாளர் திருமிகு பிரியங்கா காந்தி வத்ரா அவர்களை சிறப்புரையாற்ற அன்புடன் அழைக்கிறோம். முதன்முறையாக தமிழ்நாட்டின் மேடையில் திருமிகு பிரியங்கா காந்தி வத்ரா அவர்கள்.
திரு M.K. स्टालिन जी, श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी जी, तिरुमती कनिमोड़ी करुणानिधि जी, श्रीमती महबूबा मुफ्ती जी, श्रीमती सुभाषिनी अली जी, श्रीमती सुप्रिया सूले जी, श्रीमती लेसी सिंह जी, श्रीमती आनी राजा जी, श्रीमती राखी बिदलान जी, श्रीमती डिम्पल यादव जी, सुष्मिता देव जी, it is an honor for me to be here today to commemorate the 100th birthday of Thiru K. Karunanidhi and share the stage on this special meeting for women with all of you. 32 years ago, on the darkest night of my life, I first set foot on this land of Tamil Nadu. I was here to collect my father's shattered body. I was 19 years old and my mother was just a few years younger than I am today. As the door of the plane opened, the night grabbed us and drew us in. But I was not afraid of it because the worst thing I could have imagined had already happened. A few hours earlier, my father had been killed. I had walked towards my mother that night, knowing that the words I was to speak would break her heart. Yet I spoke them, and I watched as the light of happiness was extinguished from her eyes forever. We walked down the stairs of the plane onto the tarmac of Minambakam Airport Terminal, shocked and alone. Then suddenly, as if sent by the embarrassed gods who had failed us, a crowd of women dressed in blue saris surrounded us. They were ladies who worked at the airport. They held my mother in their arms and cried inconsolably with her as if they were all my mothers, as if they too had lost their beloved. In those shared tears, a bond formed between me, between my heart and the women of Tamil Nadu that I can neither explain nor ever erase. Ningal தான் என் தாய், நீங்கள் தான் என் சகோதரி. இங்கே உங்களுடன் இருப்பதை நான் பெருமையாக கருதுகிறேன். இன்று நான் நம் அன்னை வரை பற்றி பேசப் போகிறேன். இந்திய நாட்டின் பெண்களை பற்றி பேசப் போகிறேன். I am here to remind you that we are the strength of this proud and beautiful nation which is our motherland. My sisters, no matter how rich we are or how poor we are, no matter whether we live in big cities, small towns or villages, no matter how well educated we are or how much lack of opportunity we have faced, we are the bedrock upon which our families and our societies are built brick by brick. We are the ones that carry the weight of our society on our shoulders. We do this with grace and courage. We do it with tenacity and strength of will, and our capacity to absorb pain and suffering is immense. We are proud of these qualities which have been passed on in our bones through generations and generations of oppression. But my sisters, I am here to remind you that we are more than this. We are greater than our ability to bear suffering. We are the ones that nurture and hold, that give to our children and to all those around us unfailingly. We are the ones who teach courage, the ones who teach love. It is us who understand forgiveness and us who know how to fight fearlessly in the face of adversity. We are the workforce powering our nation forward, and we are the millions of young women aspiring towards a better future. We know how to rise from the darkest night to claim a new dawn. We have a light within each one of us that is capable of shining brighter than the sun, but that light has never been allowed the freedom and joy to shine in its fullness. It was almost 100 years ago that Tandai Periyar asked, "Penien, Adimai Anal," why were women enslaved? Then he answered this question in a series of revolutionary essays in which he wrote about the economic and social enslavement of women. It was he who laid the foundation for the empowerment of women in Tamil Nadu, which Thiru Annadurai and Thiru Karunanidhi carried forward. My sisters, this empowered you, the women of Tamil Nadu, to show the way of emancipation and progress to the rest of India. Yet across our nation, beneath the surface of progress, we are still struggling with the harsh reality of an entrenched patriarchy that ensures the systemic oppression of women. In fact, almost a century after Tandai Periyar's essays were published, that same question looms large before us. Penien, Adimayai Irekiral. Why are women still enslaved? And although I do not have the stature, nor the experience, and the wisdom of Tandai Periyar, my answer is this. I am a woman. We have been taught generation after generation after generation to cede our power to others. We have been taught to talk softly. We have been taught to step aside, to be ashamed of honoring our essence, to take care of everyone else before we show compassion towards ourselves. And unfortunately, my sisters, we have learned these lessons only too well. So well that we have continued to pass them down. We have learned to define ourselves through the eyes of the hierarchy that was instilled in us. And by doing so, we have allowed and enabled our own oppression. We ourselves have forgotten that the root of discrimination of any kind, whether it is based on color, creed, caste, or gender, is an inability to honor the truth that equality and personal dignity are neither a privilege nor a gift, but a natural endowment of life. Today, there is much talk about empowerment, as every political party begins to realize that women can become a formidable collective force that shapes our nation's future. But they still look towards us with greed. Greed for votes and the greed to capture our power and use it to keep us down. On your behalf today, my sisters, I demand more. I demand that we own our power. On your behalf, I demand the immediate implementation of the Women's Reservation Bill. We, the women of India, have no more time to waste. It is our right to be counted in the political process. I demand that our worth is valued and respected. As a political instrument for our own empowerment, I demand that we put an end to the glorification of our tolerance for injustices which are committed against us day after day after day. I demand the rejection of any system, societal, religious or political, which thrives on our oppression and forces us to collude with it. Every woman holds the right to express and embody her own power, and she should be free to exercise it. You are the essence of humanity. Each one of you, standing exactly where you are today, have the power to change your lives, but only if you deeply understand the unbridled potential of your sisterhood. Only if you see in each other the great value of coming together, of helping and holding each other and rising in solidarity with one another. My sisters, nothing can hold back the power of women when we stand as one. We are half the population of this country, half, no less. It is for us to set the barriers of caste, religion, state, language, and society aside. It is for us to recognize ourselves first and foremost as sisters who can unify into an unstoppable momentum for change. Today, as we stand here to commemorate Thirukarunanidhi ji, a leader who understood the power of women, let us awaken to a new dawn. Let us create our own destiny. Thank you. Jai Hind.